Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Genghis Khan, and Napoleon Bonaparte, four of the most legendary conquerors in world history. Each of them shaped the course of nations, inspired fear and admiration, and left behind legacies that are still remembered today. Alexander the Great was a man consumed by conquest. For over a decade, he marched relentlessly, pushing his army across deserts, mountains, and rivers to expand his empire over to million square miles. Wealth and ruling mattered little to him. What drove him was the thrill of victory and the dream of reaching the ends of the world. His soldiers, however, grew exhausted, especially during the brutal campaigns in India, where they finally refused to go further. Soon after, Alexander fell mysteriously ill and died at just 32 years old. Without his leadership, the empire he built so quickly collapsed as his generals turned on each other in a bloody struggle for power. Julius Caesar, inspired by Alexander's vision, followed a similar path centuries later. A brilliant general and sharp politician, he expanded Rome's territory and became a hero to the people. But ambition made him dangerous. Declaring himself dictator for life, Caesar challenged the authority of the Senate. His rise created fear among Rome's elite, who believed he aimed to become a king. On the Ides of March in 44 BC, he was assassinated by men he once called allies. Among them was Brutus, the man Caesar trusted like a son. His death threw Rome into chaos, leading 2 years of civil war before the empire rose from the ashes. Genghis Khan, known as the Beast of the East, built an empire that dwarfed them all. Leading the Mongols, he conquered lands stretching from Asia to Europe, twice the size of Alexander's domain. Unlike the others, he never sought to be seen as divine. Instead, he embraced being a ruthless tyrant, using fear as a weapon as powerful as his armies. Cities that resisted were burned to the ground, entire populations wiped out. Yet, he also established systems of trade, law, and communication that shaped the world for centuries. His death remains shrouded in mystery. Some say illness, others assassination, and his burial place was hidden forever, sealed by loyal warriors. Centuries later, Napoleon Bonaparte rose from obscurity in Corsica to become the Emperor of France. Unlike the conquerors before him, he fought in an age of cannons, rifles, and mass armies. A master strategist, he revolutionized warfare, turning battles into carefully orchestrated masterpieces. His victories shook Europe, but his ambition grew unchecked. The disastrous invasion of Russia and his final defeat at Waterloo ended his reign. Exiled to the remote island of St. Helena, Napoleon lived his last years in isolation, reflecting on the glory he once commanded. Even in death, he remained a symbol of power and ambition. Though separated by centuries, these four conquerors shared one trait: an endless hunger for power and conquest. No matter how vast their empires became, it was never enough. Their stories remind us that even the greatest men in history are bound by the same truth: all empires rise, and all empires fall.